Hello, my darlings. Welcome to Lifestyle Manifesting. I'm Shannon, and I talk all about manifesting as a lifestyle. You are the architect of your life, designing and creating your life. Let's do this intentionally. Join my community and level up. You will absolutely level up. Hello, everyone joining. I want to talk about I am, the power of I am. Whatever you put after I am is who you are claiming to be. So it's really important. This is the whole idea of self-concept. Who do you say you are? Do you say you are the person with your desire? Do you say that I am already loved and I'm already wanted? I'm already in the relationship. I already have this desire. Do you say that you are already wealthy and already rich, already prosperous? Who do you say you are? Because if you're saying, I'm broke, I don't have enough money, I can't afford that, I can't pay for that, I don't have any love, he doesn't want me, she rejected me. What are you saying? Because what you're saying is what's creating your reality, what you're consenting to be true. Thank you, baby cupcakes. Thank you for the heart puffs. What are you saying about yourself, ultimately? What are you saying about yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself in relation to other people? See yourself as the greatest. See yourself as the one who was born in life to be successful. You were born for greatness. You were born for success. You were born to have your desire. This desire has been given to you by your higher self. Your higher self gave you this desire because it's yours. Gave you this desire, gave you this feeling of this idea that you wanted. Now embody it and decide it's yours. Claim it. It's mine. Take possession of that idea. I am loved. I'm in the relationship. I have my desire. Take possession of that. How can you take possession of it? By claiming it. I am loved. I am wanted. I am desired. I am secure. What are you placing after I am? The only thing you need to change is how you see yourself in relation to different things in your world, in relation to your specific person. Do you have insecurities? You might have insecurities that you weren't even aware of. But if your reality is a reflection of your inner world, your consciousness, your awareness is pushed out. What you're aware of being, who you're aware of being is pushed out. So you can change anything in your world by going within your imagination and changing it. You change within your imagination to push that out to the world. You don't have to tell that person. You don't beg someone to love you. You don't try to convince that person to love you in the 3D. You don't try to do that. You don't try to convince someone to respect you. You go into your imagination and you imagine that you already have it. Create a drama in your imagination, or create a statement, an affirmation in your imagination. Go within and picture that which you want, that you are already loved, you are already wanted, you already are wealthy, you already have that desire. Picture it. And then know it's done. Just like your heart is beating every day, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about the oxygen you're breathing in. You don't have to think about it. And you actually don't have to think about every manifestation. You don't have to try to get it. You just have to see yourself as someone who already has it, who is a magnet. Okay, so here's a broad picture of your self-concept. Creating a master manifester. Creating the version of you who has everything in your life. Let's paint that picture. What does that look like? People are like, wow, you're just so lucky. Or like, you've got the best life. It's like the fear of missing out on your life, not on anything else in life. You know, there is no FOMO. There's no fear of missing out. You can't have that if you're a conscious creator. You wouldn't have that. There is no fear of missing out because the place to be is your reality. You want to see that from your perspective. The place to be is your life. That's the place to be. Just by deciding it. By deciding it. Don't compare yourself to anyone or anything out there. Only look within your world, your perspective about yourself. If you decide that your life is the place to be, watch what your world will reflect about that. But if you feel like I'm always missing out, I'm never included, you have that fear of missing out because you think all the fun and enjoyment of life is out there, but it's not out there in someone else's life. It will be if you believe that. If you have that perspective, that's what you're going to be experiencing. Everyone's having fun without me. Well, then that's your experience. If you do this, you will change your life. If you decide the place to be is your life. Each one of you should decide that about your own life. Your life is the place to be. Wherever you're at is the right place. Wherever you are at, infinite intelligence is flowing through you. All right, let me answer questions. Hi, everyone. So remember that if you need help with I am and who you are, who you're declaring yourself to be, someone who's healthy, someone who's wise, someone with infinite wisdom, whatever you claim yourself to be is what you become. If you didn't decide who you are consciously, then you're creating reality according to the collective out there, according to other people's beliefs, according to the beliefs that your subconscious mind, you accepted unconsciously. So take control of your life and create deliberately. Create all the beautiful things of life. User 6543. I'm with my boyfriend, but I feel he doesn't love me or is falling out. Okay, what do you want? That's what you have to ask yourself. What do you want? I don't care what the 3D is showing. That is a reflection of your old thoughts and beliefs about yourself in relation to that person. What do you want? You want that person to be madly in love with you, finding you irresistible, can't get enough of you. If that's your desire, I'm kind of assuming that's something like your desire. This person is absolutely in love with you. Then you need to assume it. You have to assume it. I know the world is showing you the opposite, but if that's your desire, that your person is madly in love with you, your person would go to the ends of the earth for you. Your person is madly in love with you. Then you need to assume that. And you assume it until it becomes true. So this is what you need to do. Ignore any circumstance. You're not going to convince him, please love me, please stay with me, I am the best. You're not going to try to convince them. You're not going to try to do things to convince them in the 3D. You don't do that because that actually implies that you're trying, which means you don't have it. What you're going to do, or to manifest your desire, what you can do is imagine it. Okay, so you would imagine it. Imagine it by affirming it. You could say things like, he is madly in love with me. He's madly in love with me. Whatever you want, you have to persist. He's madly in love with me. I don't care if he says, I'm going out with the guys tonight. I don't have time I don't want to talk about this. I don't care what he says. If you disregard that in the 3D and you go within your imagination and you affirm, he's madly in love with me. He can't get enough of me. I am irresistible. And if you see that vision, you're going to create that vision and he will match what you see in your imagination. That's the one and only thing you need to do. And you can do it. Come back here and tell us your success. I tell myself he loves me, but I don't believe it. You don't have to believe even necessarily that he loves you. All you have to do is bring the focus to yourself that you love you. And then he's going to reflect that you're showing yourself what you see of yourself. So look in the mirror and say, I am loved. You don't have to say he loves you. Just say, I am loved. This is what you want. You want to be loved. You want to feel wanted. You want to feel desired. You want to feel important. You want to feel treasured. Those are really the ideas of what you want, right? Of course you want this person to love you. You want love. He's not the one and only. There's infinite possibilities, infinite versions of him, infinite versions of every single person in this world. For you to manifest the love you desire, all you have to do is see yourself as loved and wanted. And that's it. Loved, wanted, chosen. You could build on it. Treasured. What would it feel like to be treasured? All you have to do is contemplate those ideas. The truth is, everything works. You could keep affirming, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me, and you will get that reflection at some point, because the more you keep affirming it, you're going to start to impress yourself with this idea. A belief is just a thought that you've been thinking over and over and over and over and over and over. All these things you believed your whole life, a lot of them are not really all of them are not 100% true. Some people believe if you walk outside with wet hair, you'll get sick. Other people, there's a whole debate about whether or not you should get shots. Some people are adamant about it. You must get shots. Other people are like, no, we don't do that. And they're healthy. Do you understand? Your beliefs create your reality, but your beliefs were just things that you adopted, that you were conditioned to believe. So how are you going to believe it? Well, first, you start loving yourself. With repetition, you will see that your world will change, because you don't even have to believe it right now. But if you repeat it, you're going to see evidence that it's true. I affirm things I didn't believe all the time. Everything I was affirming, I didn't even believe it. And it was reflected to me before the physical change ever happened. Well, like some of the things I affirmed were physical things in my body. And I wasn't believing it, but people were already telling me. They were already reflecting it to me. Your person's already going to reflect it to you. Just keep affirming it. If it feels better, start with, I am love. I radiate love. I am love and beauty from the inside out. I came here to live love, to experience love, to be in love. All you have to do is focus on love and romance and what that's like, and you'll create it. But if you're focused on, he doesn't love me, I've been affirming it, but he's not showing me he loves me. Well, you're focused on the story that he doesn't love you. It's simple, yet you must persist. So the simplicity of it is you have to tell the story you want until it happens. It's that simple. Also, you have to persist until it's true. An assumption persisted in will harden into a fact. Any assumption that is false, when you persist in that assumption, it will turn into a fact, into a truth. But the key is that you have to persist. That means ignore the circumstance. That means if he said he doesn't love you or whatever, or let's say he's like, I don't like you, I don't feel like hanging out today, then you should reimagine it. You should use revision and imagine he is saying, I love you. Because you're going to realize you're God of your reality when you see that becomes true. When you persist and you keep saying, he loves me, he loves me. Okay, so how do you want to move forward? What feels best to you? Or work with me one-on-one? Or use my self-concept course. Read all the success stories of my self-concept course. I have thousands of success stories from my self-concept course. You can do the work on your own. And you could do the protocol each and every morning and watch your whole life change. It will feel like your life changed overnight. I have clients that tell me they can't believe how much their lives have changed overnight. And maybe it didn't actually happen in 24-hour period. For many of my clients, it does. For myself, it does. But it also, sometimes it feels like it's overnight. And maybe it was a little bit of a process. Because you need to get there. The only one who needs to get there is you. You're the only one who needs to get there. You don't have to convince that person. The only one you're convincing is you. How to believe the affirmation? Yes, you don't have to believe the affirmation. You don't have to believe your affirmation. This is how a process would generally happen. You start affirming it. First of all, you don't believe it because it's not true. There's nothing in your world there's no evidence in your world that it's true. But you don't have to believe it. You continue to affirm it. As you continue to affirm something, you're going to make that idea familiar to you. As you continue to affirm something, you make that idea familiar to you. Now, whatever you're putting your attention on is reflected in your world. As you affirm something, you still won't even necessarily believe it. Your world's going to start showing evidence of where you put your focus. I am loved, or even if you said, he loves me, whatever, I don't know what your desire is, or whether it's money or whatever. I'll just go back to the he loves me or she loves me, right? That person loves me. All you have to do is keep repeating it, because as you keep repeating it, it will be reflected. Maybe it won't be reflected through that person immediately, but maybe your best friend will be like, I really know that he loves you. And that would be a reflection. It would be reflected in your world through other people also. And they might just have an idea because it's going to be a reflection of you that you're like, maybe he could love me. And now your friend says, you know what? I think he does love you. Something about him, the way he looked at you, I think he loves you. And then all you have to do is keep affirming it. And then you're going to see a version of that person showing up madly in love with you. You might even be like, I can't believe I created this. All the things that I'm creating, I call it crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy. But you got to test it. I mean, it's not crazy anymore to me because, right? It's not so crazy anymore. It's like incredible, crazy, incredible. This is crazy, incredible. This is so incredible. This is so cool. Isn't this actually really cool? Why are you getting all worried about your 3D reality? Why aren't you testing this? I'm not talking to you, yes. I'm just saying, think about that. All you should be doing is continually testing the law. Why don't you walk into a place and just decide you're getting something for free today? I do that all the time. I can't tell you the amount of free things I get. I imagine things for other people and I see that happen. I was imagining someone was getting a new car. Sure enough, they told me they got a new car. Why don't you just start imagining things that are not true and then see what happens? Because as you do that, you'll realize everything's coming from you. It's all coming from you. So you don't have to believe the affirmation. You're going to start seeing that it's true. And sure enough, most of the things now that I affirm, I really am like, I'm not worried about it. Do I believe it? Sometimes I don't believe it, but I'm usually not worried about it anymore because I have so much evidence of all these things manifesting in my own life, in my friends, my family, my clients. Everybody's lives have changed by me imagining it. You can't tell me that this isn't true because the evidence keeps building up. You don't have to convince me anymore. Okay, so I intend that that's who you are. You don't have to really convince yourself. It's like, this is true. Why would you be here if this wasn't true? Because this sounds crazy, right? Why would you be here unless something within you is telling you that this is true? Because you already had some sort of experience where it's true, right? Hi, Yvonne. Thanks for following. Thanks for the new followers here today. Everyone else who has been following me for a long time, I appreciate all of you. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm intending the transformation of your life. I really want to lose weight. Hold on one second. And for him to come back and love me and be loyal. Then see yourself as already this person, the version of you who has the weight loss. To lose weight, all you have to do is start seeing yourself differently. If you start saying, I already lost the weight. I already love my body. I already love the way I feel. If you persist in that without even making any change, you can manifest weight loss. Now, you might be inspired to make some changes because of some of the beliefs you hold. That's okay too. You will do whatever needs to be done for that result to happen. You'll naturally take action according to what you're focused on. Already see it done. Okay, remember, we got to wave that magic wand and ask yourself, if you had your desire, what would your life look like? And you've got to spend more time contemplating that idea in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Contemplate that idea for a few minutes, and it's done. And then the rest of the day, remind yourself, you imagined it, it's done. What you imagine is already done. Build your faith. You said he called me old granny. Why don't you revise that? He called you the most beautiful person ever. That's not true. You see, you gotta disregard those kind of things. You understand, if you're listening to people in your 3D, you're not going to change it. If you're listening to that and you're taking that personally and you're really taking that, then that means that's what you're living. You could have revised, you understand, you could revise it. He told you you are the most beautiful person ever. Never been attracted to anyone like you. If you start saying that, if you start remembering that, even though that never happened, if you create a new memory, you're going to have results from the new memory. Don't be afraid to test that. It's crazy. I know it's crazy, but it's true. So test it. You got to loop it a little in your mind because you got to replace old granny, because now you're talking about it. You might even be laughing about it. You might tell your friends, like, what am I, old granny? I'm not old granny, but you're still talking about it, right? You got to stop it completely. Put that story away. Now, what did he say? You're a goddess. You are his goddess. So you got to keep saying that and only that in order for that reality to show up. And that means you wouldn't even bring up that, what you commented here. You can't bring it up because otherwise it's going to show up. Okay? Do you get it? Do you get it? Test it today. Test it today. I am a goddess. I am a goddess. And see what happens. I love you guys. I got to go. I've got my pickleball league. I've got to go. I got to run. I'm going to do things I love. Go do something right now that you love and enjoy. Enjoy your life knowing that it's done. Knowing you are perfect. You are perfection. You are already in the body that you dream of. Just claim it. If you keep claiming it, the world's just going to shape around you and prove it's true. It's easier than you can ever imagine. The hard part is disregarding the 3D reality, but I intend that that's not so hard for you anymore. You're a visionary. You're able to see the vision. This is who we are, visionaries, seeing the vision and creating the vision, not just seeing it. Because you see it, you create it. Because you're a visionary, it means all these obstacles that might show up, you're the visionary. You see beyond the obstacle. You're not letting that obstacle change your mind. You're the visionary, seeing beyond that. Okay, so if any of you want to work with me or join my VIP group, you want to level up, you want to manifest your desire, join my community and you will. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Go do something really fun and know that you already placed your order. Desire's done. It's yours. Bye.